What's up, guys? Welcome to our channel. We're a group of five friends who met 6 years ago in France. We gather people here to share our experiences on study and work abroad. And today we're calling in from four different time zones.
Hi everyone. Hello from Paris. My name is Xiaomang. I am Chinese. So I met this lovely people 6 years ago in a French city called Le Havre. And now we are like all around the world, but it's such a great opportunity that we can unite together and just record our conversations.
Hello from Paris as well. I'm Galia and I'm from Bulgaria. And I'm so privileged to have met these wonderful people 6 years ago when we all started our bachelor degree in France. And I think we can share a lot of stories with you. And hopefully our experience can help you.
Hello, I'm Emma and I'm French and I was born and raised in France, but I currently live and work in Haiti.
Hi everyone, my name is David. I am Korean Canadian. I also had the chance to meet these lovely people 6 years ago when we were all young and naive and excited about studying abroad. 6 years fast forwarded, I'm currently back home because of the coronavirus epidemic, but I would have been able to join Galia and Xiaomang from Paris, but for now, calling from Canada.
Hi everyone, I'm Janelle. I was born and raised in Singapore and currently based in London, working here. Since we come from different countries, we're going round the table today to talk about one stark difference between your home country and France. So without further ado, to you, David.
Okay, so one big difference between where I come from and France was the way we communicate with one another. So obviously, apart from the language, there are different ways that you communicate with strangers. And so obviously, I come from the English-speaking part of Canada, and then I learned French before coming to France, but I didn't really know that I wasn't aware of the differences of communicating with French people. So when I first arrived in France and I went shopping, I was and so I was passing through the cashier, and I said, bonjour to the cashier. And then I asked, how are you? Like, comment allez-vous? And the cashier looked at me very, very weirdly, like with a very strange face. And she was like, bien. And then it became very awkward. So I was like, okay, that was a strange reaction to, a very simple question, like, hi, how are you? And then later on, as I told this episode to my French friends, they actually told me, oh, but in France, you don't actually ask strangers, how are you? Because they consider that to be a very personal question, I guess, in general. Like, you don't really ask those types of things to people you don't know. And it's considered a bit intrusive, which is why you probably had that weird expression from the lady, which I thought was very striking because here in Canada, it's very normal for us to say, hi, how are you? It's sort of like a package when you meet strangers. It's not a weird thing to ask. So the lesson was that, the same expressions exist in different languages, but they're not necessarily used in the same context. So yeah, that was one big striking difference for me.
Definitely. And how would you say the standard greeting sort of like protocol in France then?
I think that it's the most standard and essential phrase is bonjour monsieur or bonjour madame. So although they don't go into they don't really, what's the word, like investigate into how your day has been, saying hello is an absolute must, which is also very interesting. They really are very strict with the formal politeness of saying bonjour. So if you go into a bar or a restaurant, or if you just meet anyone, if you say like excusez-moi, or like, you start your sentence without greeting that person per se, they'll just be like bonjour, in a way that means like hello, you should actually greet me before telling me like what your object of inquiry is. So if you go to France, everybody make sure you say bonjour before switching to English or whatever language and striking your conversation. Oh my God, my phone fell. My bad.
Yeah, so Emma, what do you think? Like, do you agree? Is there a reason why you guys do this?
Yeah, I fully agree with David. Like, I can imagine a situation where you go to the supermarket, talk to the cashier, you say, comment allez-vous, or comment ça va? They will, I mean, it will probably be the first time they hear that. So of course they might look at you like in a weird way, because usually we stop right after bonjour, bonsoir, or bonjour, monsieur, bonjour, madame. So yeah, I agree with David. And I agree that saying bonjour or bonsoir at least is usually a must. Although in other countries, maybe you say excusez-moi or excuse me, it should be enough. But in France, that might not always be the case. People are going to look for the bonjour.
And it's actually in every situation, not only for restaurant or cashier, even like the bus driver, he will always greet you bonjour. And if you don't say bonjour, and they'll be like, Madame, bonjour. Like they're looking for it, they're waiting for it. So yeah, be prepared.
So what about you, Xiaomang? Can you share with us a story?
For me, I think one shocking discovery that I found is the concept of time in France and in China, the punctuality thing. So when I first arrived in France, no matter what like events or dinner that I'm going to, I'm trying to be punctual. I'm trying to be there on time, because in China, what we are taught is that, as a young person, you should always be humble, and you should, this is a sign of politeness to arrive at the event on time, especially when you are invited to someone's home. But in France, it's like totally different. You have to make some time for the host to do the final prep, right? So you leave like 15 to 20 minutes as the polite gesture of being late. And then but if you arrive like perfectly on time, it means that you are not polite. You're not leaving enough time for the host to prepare everything. So that's a shocking experience for me. And I clearly remember for the first time I went to the home of Janelle. It was a home party, and I arrived 15 minutes late. But then Janelle was still doing makeup and stuff, and she asked me, "Xiaomang, why are you arriving so early? You want to prepare something with me?"
What's it? Oh my god, I don't remember.
Yeah, it's the same time I came to your place.
It was like yeah. So in year one, it was Galia at my place. We have it at 7 o'clock. Then probably like Shaban came like what 7:15.
Yeah,
Streaming it only at 8 o'clock.
but it's still fun.
Yeah, I think, Shomang, what you say about punctuality is very interesting, because I remember always hearing my mom saying something like, okay, when you go to someone's place, it's polite to arrive maybe 15 minutes late, so that you make sure they're actually ready. It gives them a bit of extra time to make final preparations. While when you go somewhere to meet someone, or maybe it's polite to be actually on time. So it's a bit different when you go to someone's place or not.
So yeah, if I could just add in like an experience in Japan. So like they view punctuality in a very different way, right? Even like the buses, the trains, they arrive at that very minute. Like even 1 minute late, it's very late, and they will apologize profusely just for that. So if you're invited to a friend's house for a party or anything like that, we're supposed to arrive 5 minutes early, stand outside of the person's door, and when the clock strikes 7, you hit the doorbell. Ding dong.
Wow. No, that ain't happening in France. No way.
No.
No one's answering the ding dong. Yeah, but I think very important to mention that for any newcomers, like to parties, never go on time. You should be at least like 1 hour or 2 hours late. Yeah, Delia, do you agree?
I couldn't agree more. Otherwise, you risk starting drinking before everyone else, and then you'll probably be like dead, like in 2 hours or 3.
I definitely agree. I don't know about Canada. Canada, we have like lots of different people with very different time expectations. But in France, I think we can all universally agree that a 15-minute to 30-minute delay is
to 1 hour.
a standard, is a standard like time range when you can like show up. But definitely amongst friends, if you're going to like a night out to a friend's house, don't show up like within an hour or two from the time of invitation. I think like that time, because like when they say show up at 7, we usually think they're gonna be like preparing at 5 so that everything is ready at 7. But what they mean is I'm going to start preparing my house and like get food and stuff at 7 o'clock. So you should in reality like show up at 9 p.m.
Like rule of thumb, don't ever turn up early. It just makes you look.
Yeah, I have something in reverse. I just want to add one thing. Like, it's a funny story that a French friend was invited to an Asian dinner, and then he was like an hour late with a good wine in the hand, and when he arrives, feels like nothing left. The food are all done. So yeah, for French friends, if you are invited to an Asian dinner, just be prepared that the punctuality thing actually works there.
Nice. Asian house, Asian rules.
That's actually true. Yeah. If you're invited to my house and you show up 3 hours later, there is no guarantee that there's anything left for you. So show up late at your own risk.
Hey y'all, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments if you had any such experience.
And let us know if there's anything else that you're curious about.
Looking forward to hearing from you guys. See you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.
Bye bye.